Hello and welcome back. In 1970, Jack King Kirby, who had co-created much of the Marvel Universe with Stan Lee, famously left Marvel Comics for what he hoped to be greener pastures at DC Comics. While at DC, Jack Kirby created The Fourth World, a series of books that explored the conflict between the New Gods on the rival planets of New Genesis and Apocalypse. Kirby also created several other characters that have endured in DC's continuity to this day, including Kamandi, the last boy on Earth, Omak, the one-man army corps, and the demon Etrigan. After a few years, Kirby became dissatisfied with the working conditions at DC and returned to Marvel Comics in 1976. During that stint at Marvel, Kirby returned to two characters that he had previously co-created, Captain America and the Black Panther, and explored more cosmic concepts in his original series The Eternals, and in Marvel's adaptation of the film 2001: A Space Odyssey. That series also spawning the character Machine Man. During that time, Marvel learned that DC was developing an animated series based on Kirby's character of Kamandi. Never wanting the distinguished competition to get one up on them, Marvel requested that Kirby create a similar series for them that they could possibly turn into a cartoon. Also requesting that Kirby include a dinosaur, as dinosaurs were hugely popular with kids at that time. Kirby's response to that request was the series Devil Dinosaur and Moon Boy. Kirby proposed that the story of Devil and Moon Boy took place sometime in Earth's past, at a time shrouded in mystery where early man and dinosaurs coexisted. Since then, other writers have stated that the adventures of Devil and Moon Boy take place on an alternate Earth, dubbed Dinosaur World, an Earth where the mass extinction of the dinosaurs never happened, and they continued to evolve alongside early man. Moon Boy and Devil both came from an area called the Valley of Flame. Moon Boy was a member of a tribe of early humans called the Small Folk. Other small folk were very superstitious and fearful, especially of the darkness of night, but Moon Boy enjoyed going out at night and looking up at the stars, hence earning him his name of Moon Boy. One day, Moon Boy came across a violent rival tribe of early humans called the Killer Folk, who were attacking a family of carnivores, a mother and her 3 babies. The Killer Folk set about killing the mother and 2 of the babies, and had the 3rd baby dinosaur trapped. The cruel Killer Folk set fire to the last baby, but that baby turned out to be a genetic mutant who survived the flames, which activated his latent mutant gene, turning his skin a fiery red and increasing his intelligence. Moon Boy came across the injured baby dinosaur and nursed him back to health, and the two became lifelong friends. They journeyed across their lost world, encountering other dinosaurs, giants, witches, and extraterrestrials. The original run of Devil Dinosaur only lasted 9 issues, and the proposed animated series never came to pass. And Kirby eventually left Marvel again in 1978. Since then, Devil Dinosaur and Moon Boy have appeared sporadically as guest stars in other comics. Sometimes characters from the main Marvel Universe are pulled into Dinosaur World, as was the case with Godzilla and the Incredible Hulk, but often Devil and Moon Boy find themselves transported to the main Marvel 616 Earth, where they've encountered the Fallen Angels, Spider-Man, Ghost Rider, the Circus of Crime, and even Howard the Duck. Eventually, Devil and Moon Boy stayed on Marvel's main Earth and took up residence in the prehistoric realm called the Savage Land, a lost world where dinosaurs exist in modern times. In 2016, Moon Boy was killed off, albeit temporarily, and Devil Dinosaur partnered with a new character, Moon Girl, aka Lunella Lafayette. Lunella is a young genius who is said to be the smartest person on Earth. Yes, even smarter than Reed Richards, Victor Von Doom, or Tony Stark. She is an expert at creating gadgets and inventions, and she is also an Inhuman, her latent Inhuman powers being activated by a Terrigen Mist cloud. Her Inhuman power gives her the ability to temporarily switch minds with Devil Dinosaur. The Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur series was much more successful than the original 1976 Devil Dinosaur run, lasting for 47 issues, with an additional 5-issue series being published in 2023. And also in 2023, Devil Dinosaur finally made it into an animated series, with Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur, the animated series, debuting on the Disney Channel. This series, aimed at younger viewers, is currently in its 2nd season and has so far aired a total of 30 episodes. As a kid in the 1970s, I was a big fan of dinosaurs and also of Jack Kirby's work in comics. So the Devil Dinosaur series was a favorite of mine, and the subsequent appearance of Devil and Moon Boy in the Godzilla series cemented them as some of my favorite obscure Marvel characters of all time. And as such, I have always wanted official toys of these characters, preferably as Marvel Legends. Unfortunately, after all these years, and despite Devil being the star of an animated series, he has yet to receive an official toy outside of some HeroClix gaming figures. But back in 2016, Hasbro did release this figure of Moon Boy. Moon Boy was part of an SDCC exclusive set of 3¼ inch 1/18 scale figures that would fit in with the old Marvel Universe range. The set was called the Collector's Vault. It featured the Collector, that was the character played by Benicio del Toro in the Guardians of the Galaxy films, and 4 creatures that he had captured for his collection, which included Cosmo the Space Dog, Howard the Duck, Lockjaw the enormous Inhuman Bulldog, and Moon Boy. This Moon Boy figure is just a very simple 5 POA figure. Arms, legs, and head movement. But he is actually flocked. So like Masters of the Universe, Mossman, and Panther, he does have a very fuzzy texture about him. I'm hoping that will hold up over time. Since acquiring this Moon Boy, I've also wanted a Devil in this same scale. Now, Devil being a dinosaur, it's probably not that hard to customize a dinosaur to represent Devil. There is certainly no shortage of dinosaur toys on the market. Between off-brand stuff like Chap May and Mattel's Jurassic Park and Jurassic World toys, you can find dinosaur figures pretty much everywhere. But I was hoping to find a dinosaur that was a bit more stylized, something that looked as close to Kirby's drawing of Devil as I could find. So after doing a few searches on eBay, I found this figure. This is a knockoff dinosaur toy. I'm not sure of the manufacturer, there's no markings on it. I just did a search on eBay for Red Dinosaur. I scrolled through a few pages of figures until finally coming across this. This figure was priced quite reasonably, and he was just the right scale for what I'm looking to do. You can see the Moon Boy propped up on his head there. This figure has a very simple construction. His arms move a little bit, his legs hardly move, and he has that knockoff dinosaur toy roar that always sounds like Godzilla. But what drew my attention to this figure was this big giant blocky head sculpt. That's the closest I've ever seen to Jack Kirby's rendition of Devil Dinosaur. This figure is used and he does have some paint wear. So what I'm going to do is go through and repaint all the claws and the teeth a nice white. I'm going to touch up the red all around, put some markings on him that are closer to the Kirby version of Devil Dinosaur. I also think I'm going to get rid of the tan on his underbelly and extend the red and probably put a little pink under there. Because if you look at the Devil Dinosaur reprint, he does feature a lot of pink highlights on parts of his body. So my goal is to repaint the figure to more closely resemble the comic. And the great thing is, I don't even have to do anything with the eyes. Even though this is a knockoff, the eyes on this figure are really well done. So I'm not even going to touch those. I'm just going to repaint and touch up the body. And then we'll see what we've got. So I went about disassembling the body as much as I could. To ease in the painting of the figure, I used red, white, and black paint markers and some pink acrylic paint. And here's what we've got. So I painted over all the tan parts with that pink color, blending it in with the red. I used the white marker to brighten his claws and his teeth, and I used the black marker to darken some of the stripes around his body, as well as give him a little black around his eyes. And I think he looks pretty good. Comparing him with the original comic version, I think that is a pretty good likeness of Kirby's Devil Dinosaur. Especially that square head, which was really the sticking point for me. Of course, a lot of modern dinosaur toys look like the current thinking of scientists about how dinosaurs really looked, so you don't really find a lot of cartoony looking dinosaurs. So I was happy to find this one on eBay. I think he fits the devil mold quite well. Even though I don't yet have my Marvel Legends scale Devil Dinosaur, I now have a Devil and Moon Boy that fit in pretty well with those retro Marvel 5 POA figures. So what do you guys think of this Devil? Did you ever read the original comics? Have you ever read the new comics with Moon Girl? Or watched the animated series? Have you ever heard of Devil Dinosaur and Moon Boy before this video? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.